Alright, today I just didn't bother doing my test or keeping it, I just deleted it. And this looks pretty good. This worked out fine. Got a little bit of work there to do. I like that a lot better now. In this good daylight, I've got good light now. So this here needs to be brought into this, which is where I think I'm going to go first. I probably should, then I want to go move over here. I'm going to leave this for the last session today, which will be tomorrow. And I do like the coloring of this very much, but it doesn't necessarily go with this scenario. And yeah, pretty smooth and pretty dry, or reasonably dry anyway. I guess I'm going to use my, well, not sure what I'm going to use. I'm going to put some sap green, or not sap green, but green oxide, or oxide green, whatever it is. Because that's how I started a lot of those upper lily pads. And get some, I'll just take all that. Should have reproduced. There we go. All right, it's kind of a good start. I brought us some shots of the lily pond in case I need them, especially for the couple of details that I haven't been able to put in. Let's see. Basically, I'm going to end up doing these probably over again at some level. But I got to get them in the same color as the rest of them, so the eye comes down properly. And that's what I'm going to do. If you hear me talking in the background, I'm for Christ's sakes. And I'm just going to do something here. Should have done this in the beginning, I think. Much easier to use actual lily paintings. They're a little bit complicated. And I'm using purple into the green and the oxide. In this case, this is about the closest that I've got. I probably have others, but and I'm just going to paint what I see. Get my butt out of this. Take a little bit of alizarin, which would be a good color to go against the amethyst. Like that. And this edge. And I think I'm going to put this part into the water. I like to do stuff like that. So I'll take a little blue into that. Like so. And I'm going to make that shape. Like that. Take a little of this. Lighten it up just a little bit on that edge. Okay. And it comes down. All right. And take a little bit of blue and put it right there to punctuate it. Pretty much what I'm seeing, but a little bit different shape maybe. All right. It kind of looks better. And I'm going to make another color here. It's a little bit slightly different green. Just may have monkeyed with that a little bit too much there. And I'm just going to highlight that right through there. A little bit more interesting. All right. Go into that a bit. All right. And I think I'm going to use this one for this. I've already got part of it in play. So get some green here. And yeah, like that. That's in shadow. Take some lavender. Put that in there, like so. Make some little design things there. And take green and some blue. And make that just a wee bit darker. Take it on up a bit. And we don't have too much that way. In a way, I'm kind of maybe reversing it a bit, I don't know. All right, take this, kind of go this way, get some blue. Take this onto the blue side. All right, see how that, I want to relieve all of these other things just a bit. Not exactly what I want. So I'm going to go a little deeper. I just want to bring this blue through here like that. There we go. That's more what I want. That'll draw that color down. And I'm also going to put it through here as a detail. So now I've got that started. I like that. Now that same color, I'll put right there, and a little bit there, a little bit there, and I'm going to crease that just a bit. All right, I think I kind of like that. Let me go to the next one. All right. Let's see, I can come this way. And I think find one that kind of fits. Possibly that one. It could be this one. Not the same shape, but it'll have the same kind of basic colors. I think I'm going with that one. And we'll put my lavender in this pretty heavily. I'm going to let that be the opening right through there. So I'll come around like that, and I'm going to leave some stuff like that. Come like that into this kind of, and I'm not sure about that, but I am sure about what I'm doing now. Let's see, I'm going to come down like that. And I'm just going to kind of squiggle that around, keep some of the green because I want some of it. And that's going to be a leaf that's coming toward me. So I'll get that so it comes up toward me. And it'll create a shadow there. A little different from what I had. Like this. And I'll just darken that down a bit until I get something that I like. There we go. Close that up a bit. Come back to it if I need to. And I'm going to start running everything this way out from that point. Leave a little bit of green. I do want some of that. And I'll go into the flowers. It's kind of a blue-green, and I'm going to wet around the flowers, and that will allow me the ability to, and I'm going to take this blue in through there. And that opened that up. And maybe. And maybe not. Cut that back a bit. And so how am I going to do that? Unfortunately, I am ad-libbing a little bit here. But I think I'm going to like it better. And I'm going to put that red along there. There's a beginning line. And let's see. I think I'm going to go up further on this. I think I'm going to go out a bit. Take it that way. Like this. I think that's my... I'm going to take this and more white, more blue. May come across there, but I'm not sure. So really I'm just painting this thing in reverse. And then I can find a color that will pop. I want this edge to be light, so I'm going to paint it light that way. And a little more green. Let's go more intense green. And a little more. There we go. Got to have a little bit of contrast on this thing. This is a new lily in the pond. It has really pretty pinkish, peachy lilies. There we go. Pull that out, you see. So now it's standing out a bit, and then I can do the same over here. And it has a deal like that. Now I'm going to take a little yellow, white. These will have these, let's see, put that there, and put that there. Okay, go back to this. That settles that a bit. I'm going to come in and come along like that. Lighten up the side just a bit. And stretch that off this way. And I'll come back and do some more to that a little later. All right. Now we'll use this for this one. And I think the yellow kind of worked on this, actually. So I'm going to put it right there. Pops it a bit. So, yellow is my other color. Let's see. Well, scarlet is calling. So, all right, now, while I'm waiting for that to set up, I'm going to take this off. And anything else I don't like is a ridge. Smooth that out a bit. All right, that looks good. Now I'm going to go over to this fish here. And in some respects, in this reference, there's a lot of open area like this through here. And I'm going to put that in as I'm doing this maybe. I'll have to kind of see what happens here, how this rolls out. So the session 4 is being uplifted or uploaded to YouTube. As I'm doing this, it takes about an hour to go through the process. That will be good to go again. And currently I'm in between this. I'm editing the last session, number 5. This is number 6. All right, so I'm going to put the blue, a little bit of medium. I'm going the straight cerulean blue. Well, maybe I'll add a little white to it, but I'm going in pretty straight. And the first fish I'm going to do is the white one, which is this one right here. And yeah, I think I'm going to still kind of whiten it up a little bit. There's a lot of purple I put in there yesterday. That purple or that lavender takes a little while to dry. And then I'm going to go right straight into green through this whole area. So now I've created a shadow, the beginnings of a shadow of that tree coming down this way. And the lavender allows me to go into the blues and white kind of clean. This little guy's got his mouth open. Guess he was getting a little morsel there. And going into the green, down here I'm going to go for yellow and take a little of this. There's a glow that comes off this white fish just down this whole edge, and then it just blends out, and like that. And I'm going to take that yellow again and take this cerulean blue and make another deal. Of glow. I'm just using it, coming at it from a different direction, different coloring. And it doesn't have much going that way. Now I'll keep fortifying as it goes. Now that color is kind of on this bottom side of the fish, so I'm going to make that transition like that. So in a sense you're seeing how I'm kind of coming at it. And let's see. The fish's tail is really more blue. So I'm just going to make a blue color. Put a little lavender in it. Excuse me. Can't say I have my talking voice yet. Just going to come off of that. It's not quite the right color, but it does work well with the lavender going that way. And I'm going to put some. I'm going to put some of the peacock or viridian green. It's not quite the right spot there, but close enough. I want a lighter, more acidy green right here. This jelly will give it to me if it wants to cooperate. There we go. There. That helped a bit. Not much, but it did help. I'm going to take that same green through there, kind of run it that way, start fracturing out, or moving that color out into the surrounding, including the blue here, like that. And there's a movement, kind of goes that way, that I can pick up at the same time, like this, see? So I'm spreading it out, and I do expect you to be able to see that. And I'm going to close that up. I'll punctuate some of this as I go. And again, it's the green, so I'm just going to go take what I've got here and kind of close this up this way with what I've got on here. Get rid of all of the holidays. There's a bunch of them in here because this was kind of lightly brushed in, this scrap almost in some cases. Now it's not scratched no more. All right. And I'll just take all of that. keep adding to this as I need to. All right. Now I want to set up that tail. And the reason I brought out the Viridian, and I'm going to clean the brush pretty good so I can change colors without going into other brushes. I did that a lot yesterday. I don't plan on doing it today. I'll use 2 brushes maybe. Now I put that lavender in there initially, and that's right next to it there on the thing. So I'm going to do something. I'm just going to make a move like that right into the other color so it has a fairly natural feel about it. I'll take that same color and start to come this way with it. Break it up a bit. And like that. Like this. And come like that. So I'm getting the movement of the fish. There's that little gizmo. Little rudder, we call them. And, all right. I will truly be upset if I'm up in front of the damn camera on this. Sometimes I just forget that camera's there, even though I continue talking. All right, I'm going to heighten this up a bit. This is a fast-drying white. It'll take overnight, but it'll be a fast-drying white. And I'm going to put that line in. I just lightened it. And there. And I'm going to fracture over this way. I'm going to fracture that way. All right. And make some more of that a little brighter because it's right there in the front of this fish. Right there. His mouth is kind of open, so I started to kind of put that in. There's the bottom. And his eye is about there. The purple is really, I'm glad I put that in there yesterday. It's kind of really working nice. And I'm going to kind of run this color out into this fish right here. There'll be more coming off this, but right now, there we go. Sometimes you just have to make these very definitive moves like that, you know, and not mess around about it. You don't want that move to look labored. At least I don't. And I'm going to put a shadow in here. Like that. And then I created a new movement that I probably won't mess with. I know when they work. Let's see. Take some green and some blue, I guess. See what I get. There's some details in here that are rather nice. So in some respects, I'm starting to do a certain amount of punctuation here as I see it. Like that. Okay. And it's right in there. So now what's happened is I've kind of merged this in. And that fish is starting to show up a bit. That same dark color, which has already started. And I'm just going to bring it out this way a bit. Just pure color. I'm not bothering to put anything in it. And that kind of is setting how this will go. And it's going to be like that. And we're going to cover this. So that's kind of working for me. Pretty pleased with that. All right, now I'm going to take all this stuff here, put it over here into my lily pile, lily pad pile. Turn the turret every once in a while. And I think I'll take this color as well. There's no point leaving it there. All right. Now, I need to work with white. And I can't say it's has to be a pure white. But you see, I used all those colors. I'm still in the same brush. I just cleaned it the way you saw. This is a pretty good white that I've got. Little medium and the white. So, I'm going to come in and just put in the shape. Like that. Go get some more. Now this is a bit cool, this white, which is good. It'll kind of go in with this other stuff that I've got going there. And like that. And there's the dorsal, which I think a little bit of lavender might do that trick better. Notice I went right through that fish. I want my lines to match up. Don't like when they don't. And I don't know about that being the right move there, but. And then there's the gild right there. So now that's kind of set up as a shape. All right. And go back to that lavender again. Lavender is really, this Provence violet, I should say, is really a good color. Yeah, I guess that worked. Don't always know that they do. But that did. And I think that may work, that may not work. Hard to say. Yeah, but I want to connect these two fish. I'm going to start doing it this way. All right. Now, okay. Clean my brush, put it into my pile. Clean it. And I'm going to go in for the white again. This will be a little contaminated, I think, but maybe not. I'm going to take a little bit of yellow, that, and add it in there. And it should show up against the this. But I had a couple of moves in there that I really like, and I don't plan on losing them. Careful, Chuck. These wet moves, you don't get two choices on them, or two chances on them. And I like my fish to be fluid. Very deliberate moves. And, all right. blues. Okay. I'm fairly happy with that. I want to do something here. I think I may. No. All right. I'm not going to do that yet. There's a time to do it. I don't quite yet. Put my mud over there. Clean my brush. Take all of this. Put it into that pile. Now, don't know what I've got. I just come to take this blue, and I don't know exactly why I'm taking that blue, but I'm going to do it. I don't know exactly where I'm going to put it either. I guess I do now. And there's my pretty fish. I like that fish. All right. Mix all my paint together now. Just get it out of here. And cut this clip so I don't get too long. Gotten pretty fast on the editing. Pretty happy with that all. At least I know how to do it now. I can't say I did before. Kind of simplified it. And, whoops, crap. Using 2 whites in this, a fast drying, a slow drying. And get rid of the paint. Step back and take a look at this thing. See if that film is finished downloading into YouTube. I'll be back. The 4th session is now uploaded and posted on YouTube. That's a good thing. So remember, if you get through to the end, you liked it, like it, and subscribe. All right. All right, that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to go into the yellow fish. I'm just going to kind of very carefully go into that. A little bit of shaping up there to do. And I am pleased at what I see. And there we go. All right. Now I'm going to let that set. And I'm going to, I think, work on the second fish. And we're going to go into yellows. And yellows are very transparent. They get contaminated really quite easy. So I'll have to be a little bit cautious on that. Especially this one, because this is, I guess, the yellowest one of the bunch. So let's see. Well, let's put this so everybody can you can kind of see what this thing looks like. Yeah, all right. I checked there to see if it's in frame. Okay, so we got that. We're connected. I pretty much have the code for this. The rest of this, that looks pretty good. The flowers, you know, I might even get to them today. Right here is the last fish in this scenario, and I might make them a little bit smaller probably. There's a shadow thing over here that I rather like. It tells us that the sun is coming this way in this picture. See how it's shadowing there? So all my light really is hitting this way, and that's pretty much what I've been doing all through this. So now I'm going to put the yellow fish in. First, what I'm going to do is take this wet one and go through this fish right there. And I'm going to go like that. And I'm going to go like that. I want to make sure that there is nothing that I don't want in this shape right there. And that's the deal going through. You see my line goes through, no problem. Oops, Christ. Don't get excited, Chuck. You also notice that I'm not going to change brushes. I've done that a couple of times. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the glow in. I'm going to put these two colors in. And I'm going to wet the canvas from this way. And I'll kind of get out all of the colors that I don't want out of here. Like that. And I guess we're dealing with, I'm going to go into the orange, or the, not orange, but the cadmium deep. And I'm going to start to come along. And I'm going to put my shadow right there. That sets the fish about right here. And there's my fish. I'm going to take that orange. I should do this with a flat brush. This is the one thing that I should do with a flat brush. And I'll leave the first move in there. And all right, now I'm going to kind of clean my brush again. I'm not going to put it in this yellow into there because that would have a major impact on it. Doesn't mean I'm not going to use it in that pile though. So I'm going to come back in, kind of clean my brush. Now my brushes managed to get fairly clean here. So I'm going to take white into this. A little more. And I'm going to take some of this. More of this. I feel like some must be coming that way right now because I'm shadowing the paint. So I'll kind of step back. All right. And make these really clean moves. I'll shape now with the blue in when time comes. So there's my shadow. And let's see, we're just going to come down that side. I'm going to be a little careful with this, but there we go. I've set that shape in place. Kind of made it solid. There we go. All right. Happy about that. The fish will be shaped this way and this way to give it its final shape. All right, I want the shadow back in, and I'm going to take lavender. And right under here. There we go. And the violet has a tendency not to look dirty, which I really like. There we go, I got a shadow again. I'm going to come up here and catch the eyes. Eyes are about there somewhere. Kind of like that. And center line. All right. Now I'm going to go into the lemon well, permanent light yellow. Clean my brush again. Go pretty pure. Take white. It's a pretty saturated color. Lots of medium. And maybe a little more. I'll get a couple of strokes with this, but that's about it. Oops. And I'm going to start the one. Again, this is another one that should really be done with a flat brush. But I'm not going to do it. I'll do the final move with the flat brush. There we go. And see that there. And so now I'll just take that and mix it into the other yellow, like that, coming down into the glide path. Fin, I guess. Not a fin. I'm not sure what that is. I've been painting these things for a long time. I think I'd know that. All right. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. There's a lot of light hitting that. And I think to take this color. This is kind of a gray color, but I think I'm going to take that gray color. Well, it kind of comes off of that, so that might actually work. Take that into here. Take this same gray color into here. And that actually might work too. This is much darker than when I was doing it. But I'm going to bring in all these other colors into this fish to shape it up ultimately. All right. Now I'm going to take a little bit of alizarin orange, I hope. I'll make a very broad move right there. All right. And perhaps come this way. That way. All right. Get rid of, take this off. Now I'm going to mix this in with that. What I wanted was that edge right there. All right, now I think got this fish in. All right, I'm going to take all of this yellow, put it in this pile here. Something I'll do with it maybe later. So now I got two mud piles essentially. Now I'm also going to put Seb's blue down. Put it right in there. The cerulean blue is nice, but Seb's blue moves color. That's a very saturated puppy. So I took the Seb's. My brush has got some yellow in it. And now I'm going to come down in and move into this very subtly. And I'm going to come down this way with it. And I'm going to come in again. And this has got a fairly clean fish when you get right down to it. Not a lot of detail in it. And I'm going to come around, try to make this as a final edge. this way. Now I wet the fish around this so that I can take these colors and bring it into it. I assume that will work. And put that same color there. And add a little more blue now. I'm going down underneath. So now I'm going to take the cerulean blue, which is more the color that's around it in the beginning, and just kind of come into it. This is where I'll use some of that yellow if I need it. And I'll come around, take this into it there. And it's going to require some work there, I think. All right. This is kind of like that. All right. I'm going to break this clip. I almost didn't turn the camera on. That was that disaster. My hands have got a little paint on it, so on my shirt I get paint. Doug will take that out today. All in all, not unhappy. So I'm just going to mix the cerulean blue back into this and see how I can move this back in a little more. I want that blue to be more blue right here. And there as well. And not real happy with the something there, but I'll fix that. Now I'm going to come in. A little medium in this, Chuck. This is also a good color to break this down with too, by the way. You know, like that. And I'm just going to close that down. And just going to get that in there too. Tomorrow I'll put it in the frame, and let's see, I want to work that little bit there. All right, come back to this. A little white. This is a much lighter color through here, so I'm going to take the Sevres blue into this. Make a reasonable pile. Kind of like, see, it's that color right there. I like when you come back to a color just straight up. It's very cool. I don't want to lose that. I like that line. And there. I think that'll serve me well. Now I'm coming down over. The nice thing about this, as I've said, this new Omega Lip is that it allows you to go over wet paint very effectively. And you're seeing me do it right now. And so now I'm kind of merging this in. And I'm pleased to say I'm happy as a pig in shit. Sorry. Alright, I'm just going to run that out that way just a bit. Don't know how far. There's a movement that comes across here that you can kind of see that I could start lifting up. And probably clouds, I'd say. And so I can connect from here with that. I don't want to get too far with it yet, but so that's creating a movement from there to there, which is probably a cloud. And I can take this and increase it a bit like that. So it's not quite so severe. We'll see what that looks like in the at a distance. Now this color is going to come through onto the side of this fish, and I am going to make that move. Gather up as much as I can on it. And start to catch up to this spot. And this will allow me to shape this. It's a little bit big, so I can keep messing with that. So I'm going now into this way. And I'll fix, that's one thing I think I can do now. I'm going to take a little bit of this off. Oops. Alright. And this is going to come down like that. There's a little hump there that for the fin, the dorsal. And I think I will make that move. Never know whether they're going to work or not. You know, just okay. He's pleased with that. And then this goes like that. And this is just going to go like that. Now it's merged. It's got to be softened right through there, but I'm not quite going to do that yet. I'm going this way. I'll be damned. There's another fish right there. I've looked at this reference more times than I can tell you, and I never saw that there till just now. There might even be one there. Oh, there you go. Well, I may put it in. Alright, I'm going to come in, start to move it this way. And I'm going to take a little of this yellow. I should really be using that. I'm going to go close into the trees. There's a transition that you have to make. It's kind of important. The light is hitting it. It's really pretty green when you get down to it. And then there's this piece of stuff that goes up and over this thing all the way up to here. But it's not there. It's right here. Let's see what color I've got. Okay. I really don't know what the hell that is, but one of the reasons I picked this particular reference was to find out. Okay, I'll keep playing with that. Now, clean my brush a little bit. You can see that I've got a great color combination going there. Just by mixing these colors continually together. And honestly, I use this to break it down into yellow if I need to. Alright, I want to give that a minute to rest. Start changing the color a bit to this. There we go. A little bit lighter, I think. I'm going to do something with this color, I think, once I get it somewhere where I think I like it. This is a lot about reflection, what I'm doing right now. You have to put certain things in first, and you work off of them. And then all of a sudden you have a reflection that looks a water reflection. It actually looks like a water reflection. Am I going to do that or not? Maybe. Might be interesting. I'm kind of exaggerating it right now, only to get it the light is hitting it, the sun, and it's the only reason why you can really see it. Otherwise, it blends so well into the water that you don't really see it. And I kind of want to do the same thing. See, I'll take a little of this. And I'm just taking that warm greens and yellow golds and I'm going to kind of put it in there a bit. There it is. And since we're coming through with this color right here, that kind of comes in underneath, which is why it shows up at all. This might be the fun part of this painting. I don't know how it works with composition, but worry about that later. Just going to get it in there. And then it goes, whoops, a little dark, a little red. This particular fish does have some red in it. Some of my favorite fish, they're the dark black fish over there at Maymont. They've got some of the most beautiful tails running. Not big on color, but they sure do look pretty. Alright, going down. There she be. That'll be, there we go. It's a little lighter than that even. There, that's better. I'll be able to do other stuff with that fish.
as it comes down. Now I'm just going to come back into the blue again. The cerulean blue, I mean. And I'm going to close that up again there. So essentially, I'm going to have this painting completely covered. But since I know where it's going, I'm not that concerned. And I probably will sign it today because it's wet through here. And I can decide what to be there, I'm sure. Yep. So this, I'm going to come this way on it. And form that up. And I bring out the flat brush if I do in this. Then there's a pink or a lavender. That same violet that I've been using is the one that's going to pull that one through because it's right through there. It'll carry all that violet right down to there, which would be kind of clever. All right. I love it. Now I'm going to take this color and start to set that up for something. I don't know, it might be a lily. I'm going to give it a reason for being anyway. I like it, and when I like it, I like it. There we go. I'm just going to keep playing with that. See, I could have a lily or a bud or something. Now, this is a little bright, and I don't want it so bright. There we go, and knock it down. All right. I think I'm going to look at this at 30 feet. See what kind of damage I've done. Clean my brush. Get ready. And take a new wet one up with me. Let's see, I think I left this exactly almost where it was. All right. Okay, I will be back. Well, there was something that when I was fooling around down here, I'm going to let these two fish set for a while. Get rid of some of this paint that I've accumulated. Making sure it's no holidays in this stuff so that I can start closing it up. It doesn't take much to do this, by the way. I could probably not film this part, but just going to kind of close up that a bit. There's going to be some more moves over that whole, these fish here. Yeah, get some medium here, Chuck. Your paint's dragging. You don't want it to drag. Since the trees and the green have always been thrown in, or not exactly thrown in, but put in sometimes at the end with big scrap piles. There's open areas in it, mostly because I was going to do what I'm about ready to do. There's punctuation that has to happen to all of this. And but now what I want to do is come in and make these openings. Break it down however I've got to here, but take all that paint. I'm going to create some air within this, and that air has to match all these other areas so it looks like it's not a patch. I don't like patches ever. Now I'm kind of just making up a color with what I've got left on my palette. I'm going to have some more medium, I think. Let's see. It's not quite. Yeah, I'm going to have some medium. This thing's got to flow. If it doesn't flow, it don't go. I don't too much more, but this is probably the last clip anyway. I don't like these things to get much more than an hour or so. It takes too long to finish them in editing, so. And I suspect this is probably a pretty good color. And it's almost a dead match for that. So now I'm leaving spaces. There's a big movement right through there that I just really want to lighten up if I can, and start to connect it over to this. And this is really how you do the reflections that some of my paintings have. It works, and as long as you get the color that you're using right, it's extremely effective at a distance. I guess that's what they call abstract realism. And I'm going to come in here and kind of do the same. So I made that move yesterday in anticipation that I was actually going to do this. And that lightens that up a bit. But now it has a reason for all of that. And I'm going to connect up to this one. So this is a movement that's going straight up. And hopefully I do it right. That's fact. The nice thing about it, if I do mess up or something doesn't quite look right, I can always bring the green back over in it through punctuation, which is a move I am going to do on this in any event, regardless of how it comes down. I'm going to lighten this up just a bit. Yeah, maybe put some color in it, I don't know. And get myself up into here. Dabs will do you. And I'll start to bring out this a bit. And I'm pretty happy with a lot of what happens up here, so I don't know if I'm going up in there too much. I hope you can hear me. And do I have a tendency to mumble? Okay, I think I am good with that. Let's bring this back up. See if we can take this over here a bit. Now that we're kind of in this stage, this is a good color. It seems to be a unifying. And I've got it here and I've got it here, you see. And one of the things that I haven't done with this that I wanted to do was bring some water into this. That one's kind of in the water as opposed to out of the water. And I think that kind of works. Take this way. And a little bit through there. And I gotta be careful when I get over into here because it's just a little bit different. So I want to bring this way. So it's just kind of a movement. Light and easy. All right. And the same there, I want to bring in that water. And I'm going to take this and just kind of line that up. Might even do it there. All right. I think that kind of does it. I don't know about that. If this gets lighter, that'll work. If it doesn't, it won't. But we'll see. I'm going to allow a few more cracks at this. I know this is going to get lighter down here. And the fish, by the way, really works. I like that fish. Pretty good move. Sometimes they are. Okay. This might be a wrap. Check to see how much time I've got on this. I haven't been able to edit much of this because I talk continuously. So, got to cut. All right. There's some brushwork right in there that I'm protecting. And I could come back a little later this afternoon. It's still very early in the morning. And this might be set up enough that I can come in and make a few moves on it. And then we can finish that. So that would be
The amethyst seems to take a long time to dry. And I could add white to these flowers. Not really sure. I don't know that I'm going to continue on. I'm going to pop up the centers of these a little bit. Can maybe add gold or a little bit of orange in there to kind of go with these, the fish. Carry that color a little bit further on. So small little move. Go like that. And that little bit did help. I think I'll make a lot on that one. There. And that could be one right there. That really could be one. One that's in the water. All right. Well, I've got all this paint that I would like to use. Maybe I can go back up here. And so my light is coming this way, right? All right. So this will be the dark side. And this here will be the light side. So, ooh, that's nice. It's almost an identical color to what's there. But you know, is a good thing. Now let's just see if this will lighten it up a bit. Yeah, there it goes. And we're going to bring it right off the center of this. Something like that. And I'm actually having fun with this particular painting. I'm gonna put that right there. So I think that, all in all, helped. I'm going to wait and do the flowers tomorrow or a little later today. I'm going to bring that color up into this. What I'll do. There's this blue. And I'm going to do this. And like that. Mm-hmm. Kind of tricky when you do some of this stuff. That's that. And ooh. Okay. Well, that was something I was trying to do yesterday, the day before, can't remember anymore. Raise the key a bit. I think I'm going to go back down to here. There's a lot that I like about this. There it is. That's kind of what I was trying to do. Like that. All right. Let's go back up here. There's a little bit of it up in that, but there really wasn't anything like this there. Mm. What I'm doing now is I'm basically lifting the key where the light is, primarily where the light is, and it's hitting through this way. And in this case, it's green. And I am going to put a so I'm just kind of sliding through with a color. And believe me, when you're looking at it up close, it made a hell of a difference. All right. Okay. That is a wrap for today. Unless I should come back in later and work on